it's a 4.
So now the color is
Look.
red.
Ooh, it's a 6. Okay, he hit a 6, and so the alert message has come. And so guys, are you very curious to know how this whole IPL web app works? Did you like the testing part? You could see the smile on my brother's face, right? So I'm going to explain you how my IPL web app actually works and how I programmed it. So as you know, a web app, if you've seen my previous videos, a web app has 3 parts, that is mainly HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML is like the skeleton of the web app. It constitutes the parts of the web apps like tables, images, buttons, etc. Elements basically. Then CSS basically gives makeup or style to the web app, and JavaScript is like the brain, the nervous system of the web app. So it controls the web app, how it's supposed to function. Okay. So now let me just show you my IPL this thing, the web. Yeah, so this was what we saw yesterday, right? So right now, since the match is not happening, it starts at 7:30 like it was yesterday. So it starts at 7:30, and that's why right now it's not 7:30, it's just 12 o'clock or 12:30. So it's not there, and that's why there's no data found. But when as you saw, as you saw, that time it was working because it was 7:30. Okay. So this is my IPL web app, and these are the tables. So I've used, let me just show my index.html. So if you can see, 1 minute. Yes, if you can see in the div middle container, have you seen? Do you see this table? So we've used the tables here. As we've used table over here. So if you can see, this is the whole table, and the teams, the scoreboard, batsmen. I mean this is one row, and the team scoreboard, batsman, sixes and four is one column. So that's how the table is. And if you can see, I've put the IPL logo, and behind I've put the IPL cup image. So that is also part of the CSS and index.html. Yeah, so this is. So do you ever get this brilliant question, like, no, just ask me a question. How do you think that this web app works or updates itself automatically every second without without the user even triggering an event or even clicking anywhere? So the answer to this is a very extraordinary method, which is called the Windows set interval method. So let's step on to this wonderful method. Okay. So in JavaScript, a block of code can be executed in a specified time interval. So these time intervals, they are called timing events. So there are two methods for executing code at specific time intervals. They are set interval and set timeout. But over here, we're going to see, I have used set interval, so we'll be seeing that. So the set interval method repeats a block of code at every given timing event. The commonly used syntax of JavaScript set interval is over here. Set interval, functions, and milliseconds. Okay. So the function is basically it contains a block of code, and the milliseconds is the time interval between the execution of the function. So the set interval method returns an intervalid ID, which is a positive integer. So now, for example, we want to call a set interval method, like we want to call an alert at every 1 second, that is 1000 milliseconds, saying hello. So for this we're using, so the syntax, I mean the code for this example for this is set interval function and then alert hello and then 1000. So that's how we use the set interval function. And So the set interval method will continue calling the function until the window is closed. So in our IPL web app, inside set interval method, a function is called every yeah, now. So this is my main.js file and I've created variables. So you know, over in my index.html, if you see over here, I've created elements like ID and I've given the ID teams, score, batsmen, sixes and four as I've given over here. So these are the elements for that. So over here in main.js, I'm just giving variable names and I'm going to get the element by ID. So I'm using this document dot get element by ID and I'm getting those elements from the index.html and I'm telling the web app to populate whatever values will be in this variable should be populated at that element, like that, yeah, near that element. So now let me explain you. Do you see this thing? 1 minute, I'll just zoom it for you. Yeah, do you see this thing? Set interval function. So as I told you, it has two arguments or parameters, right? This method. So in this, first I'm going to tell you the function parameter of this. So if you see this variable setting, so first there's a variable called settings, and in that I'm giving the URL of the API. Okay, so this is the API. So this API is automatically continuously getting updated. So if you see over here, this is where the title or the themes are displayed. Okay, so that's what over here in my code I've given the URL of the API, and then the method I've given is get. Okay, and there are two methods, get and post. So get is a faster method, and but it because it does not focus so much on security and it does not put like the information is itself given in the URL, like you can see over here. But in a post method, it is secure and the information is encrypted into an HTTP body. But in get method is not. Don't worry, I'll make a separate video for it. So this is how the function is, the variable settings. Now, how do we call this API? How do we get the outputs from the API? For this, we're going to use Ajax. So a very popular thing. Let's see Ajax now. Now, as I said you, how do I call this API? Right, I told you the answer was Ajax method. So what is Ajax? If you've seen my previous video, you know Ajax is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So Ajax is not a programming language, and Ajax uses the combination of a browser built-in XML HTTP request object to request data from the web server, and it uses JavaScript and HTML DOM to display or use the data. So the Ajax method is used to perform an Ajax asynchronous HTTP request. In the IPL web app, Ajax method is used to call the IPL cricket live score API. So this is a live thing, okay? Live API. It updates itself. It's live. So if the batsman is actually hitting a six over there, it updates itself and it tells it, yeah, that batsman has hit a six over there. In the IPL Cricket Live Score API, it gives live update about cricket run scores, as I said, batsman name, status of the run, such as 6, 4, single, or double. And with that itself, we're going to glow our smart light. That's how it is glowing. The same data is getting displayed on the web page. So now let's see our Ajax method, okay? So we're going to see the Ajax part now. So as you can see, so I'm going to get the output values from this API, the cricket API, live cricket API, and I'm going to populate those. As you saw over here, I told you, right, I created variables and using document.getElementById, get I've made variables which will get the output value from the API and it will display that in the index, like the element, HTML element, like over here, if you can see the API, yeah. So over here, this title, right? So this part, it's going to take it and Yes, so if we see by response dot live score title, so this title thing is going to take that a value from here, this thing, and it's going to if you see over here teams dot inner HTML team, so this team thing, it's going to take the value of that, it's going to put it in that variable, and then using inner HTML property, it's going to display it in that HTML element, which was nothing but our this element, this teams. Can you see this? Exactly. So basically the inner HTML property sets the HTML content of that element. The same thing we're doing for team, then we're doing it for current, the score, then we're doing it for the batsman name, the sixes and the four that batsman has done. So using that, we're using inner HTML property for team. So teams, we're showing it over here, and scores, we're showing it here, scoreboard, right? Then batsman sixes and four the same way. Now we need a kind of variable again, okay, for to see the how many runs that batsman has done and to glow the smart light, right? So there's a new variable called new score, which takes the pass intent integer, which takes the value as an integer, and there's a variable called wicket. Okay, now there's a variable called runs, and that variable is if the value of the new score new value of the new score minus the um, initial value before the match started. So that's how the runs are calculated, right? New score minus initial score. So that's what if you see over here. So always the initial score is 0, right? So there's a variable called temp which is 0. That's how we calculate the runs. Now over here we want to see how our smart light glows according to sixes, fours, this thing, and so on, right? Let's see that now. So, how the smart light on the WizGear IT is controlled according to the live match. Okay. So, inside the function of the set interval method, which I will show you now, if condition block is used to check the status of the runs. Depending on that, the smart light API on the WizBlock platform gets called. Okay, there's an API for the smart light, right? It gets called to glow smart light with different colors. So if run is equal to single, if the batsman has taken a single, then the smart light glows blue. If the batsman has taken a double, the smart light glows yellow. If the batsman like hits a 4, then the smart light will glow red, like it was glowing. And if the batsman takes a 6 or hits a 6, then it glows green. So that's how our smart light is controlled. So let's just see the yeah. So this if runs thing is the same thing as I told you. So remember it was giving an alert as well when the batsman was hitting. So for that alert, if the runs is equal to 4, the alert will give the batsman name. Like yesterday it was Moeen Ali. So batsman Moeen Ali hits 4, and then it will change the smart light's color. So there are again two arguments. So it's going to tell the color and on or off. So in binary, 1 is on, 0 is off, right? So 1 will be on, so on. The same way if the runs is 1, if he takes a single, so it's going to give an alert, taken single. The batsman has taken single, Moeen Ali has taken single, Dhoni has taken single. And it's going to change the smart light color to blue. So change smart light color is what? It's a function, right? So this function is defined below. Yeah, but before that, if you see here, as I told you, set interval has two parameters or arguments, function and the time in milliseconds, right? So 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. So if I just do this, you see this? So over here, when I maximize this or open this, in the end, this 1000 is basically the number of milliseconds for that thing. So we want to update our web app continuously every second. So that's why 1000 milliseconds, 1 second. Okay. Now this is our smart light function, this one. So this is, I guess it's very easy. So we're again calling Ajax, and we're getting the URL of the, what is that, smart light. Okay, I'll just show you that. So you get that like you get the URL of the API of the smart light from this Chinese icon, and you the data, basically JSON, color, the power, the source, the device type, and the username, my login username, and again type post. So over here we are giving some data, right, to the this thing. We want it like secure, because the nobody should hack our WizGear, right? Because it's internet. We are giving our login credentials, we're giving our WizGear device number, so we don't want it to get hacked. So that's why we're giving post. Get is usually faster, but it is not that secure, and post is secure because it puts the data into an HTTP body and then sends it. So before send function, we're going to here we're going to put the security token, and here's the like success. So basically we're going to put console log and all. Okay guys, so this was my video on IPL web app. If you are a really big fan of cricket, please share this video. And if you're a really big fan of programming, then thumbs up. So please share this video, please like video, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any doubts, please comment below. Thanks for watching. Bye.